Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for One-on-One. My name is Lillian Muli, and we're so glad to have your company this evening. The hashtag is One-on-One. Wherever you're watching us from, please get on your phones and start tweeting. Tonight in studio, I'll be hosting two musical legends. But before I introduce them to you on the ones and twos, on the decks every Friday right here on Citizen TV's One-on-One is DJ Crossfade, and he will, of course, be bringing the house down as usual right here in our Citizen TV studios. Tonight in studio, I'll be hosting David Mathenge, better known as Nameless. His stage name is Nameless. And did you know that he's actually an architect? So very excited to be having Nameless in studio. You know him for his hits such as the Mega Rider, Salary, Narudi Nyumbani, and Butterfly. The list goes on and on. Nameless, come on up. Let's see you. How are you, Nameless?
I'm good.
Take a seat. That is Nameless. Nameless is hanging out with us in studio tonight. But before we get to chat with Nameless, we're very excited to have one of the biggest stars in the Kenyan music industry come back home. Nyashinski of Kleptomaniacs. He's a former band member or former member of Kleptomaniacs, and he's been away for quite a while. He seems to have made a comeback to the Kenyan music scene, or is that so? His songs have been trending for the last, actually this week, his song has been trending after rocking the airwaves across Kenyan radio stations and indeed TV stations. Nyashinski, come on out, let's see you. So how are you? I'm very well, very well. Good to see you, gentlemen. I'm with Nameless and Nyashinski in studio tonight. Start talking to them. Use the hashtag One-on-One to talk to them. I want to start with you, Nyashinski, because like I said, Nyashinski was formerly of Kleptomaniacs. You remember the hit song Swing Swing. This was one of the guys on Kleptomaniacs together with Kolo and Roba. So where have you been? It's been a while, almost 10 years, I believe. Are you back home? Where have you been?
I've been in the States, you know, close to 10 years. Just about 10 years, and I'm back home now, you know. I'm here indefinitely in Pakamnifkuze.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here to stay now.
So when did you get back though?
I've just been here like maybe 2.5 weeks.
2.5
Yeah, I haven't been here too long, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because before I get into your the song you dropped this week, I want to talk about you and Nameless.
Right.
How your working together came about before I talk to Nameless. So you've been around 2.5 weeks, but you have Let Go, which has been trending. So how did that happen? Did you guys record it? How did you record it? I
was here in December. Okay. I was here for 6 weeks. So when I came, you know, he's been my guy, he's been my friend for, you know, over 12 years. And it was only right, you know, it's just natural. We meet, we chill, we go to the studio, we bounce off ideas. You know, it just happened organically. It's not like we planned and whatever. It was just all those things where, you know, we just felt like the vibe was right.
Okay. What about you, Nameless? Before we speak about let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Where have you been as well? I've been chasing Nameless for an
don't do that. Don't do that. No, it's not. You're not.
I'm throwing shade on you like that.
I know, like,
because you know it's been
I thought we dealt with that before, but you know.
Where have
anyway,
you been?
No, I'm around. I'm in this Nairobi, and I've not avoided that interview. I've been dying for this. I'm so excited to be here today, and yeah, so I'm still in this Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, studio recording and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, like I said, sometimes we're serious, sometimes we let go. That's the hit song that is rocking Kenyan airwaves. Let's talk to you, Nyashinski, about this. Okay, working with Nameless, particularly on this particular song. The inspiration behind this jam. Why Nameless for you? Who came up with this concept in the first place?
Who came up with the concept? I don't even. It was so organic. It was so back and forth when we were doing it. You know, when I work with him, it's just always, you know, very humbling experience for me. I learned so much from him. No, it's true.
Although and I enjoy your vocals are crazy.
Thank you.
I mean, you.
Thank you.
well, for those who remember Kleptomaniacs, you're the guy who used to do. Are you the guy who used to do the sing?
Yes.
Part?
Yeah.
Your vocals are amazing. But yeah, let's talk about let it go.
Yeah. So it was just more of a back and forth. You know, it was like just basically an exchange. You know, and it was fun doing it. You know, it was fun. Yeah.
Nameless, for you, this song, just working with Nyashinski on this particular project, you're a big star. I mean, you're a huge deal. So.
Yes. No, for me, I'll be honest, like, and he knows it, like, for the time he's been in the States, we've been talking for a long time, and I'm like, Nyash, man. Yeah. We need the Nyash back. Yeah. You know? Yeah. He was ringing. No, anyway. No. But you know, keeping in touch with the industry and stuff, what's going on, and you know, missing to be on in the studio and recording. But you still record from them, exchanging ideas. Every time sometimes have an idea, I'll just send it to him and say, what do you think about this? Because I value his judgment and stuff like that. So I'll say when he came to, he kept saying, I'm coming to Kenya, but he actually surprised many of us. Yeah. I didn't even know he was here. He just popped up and said, I'm in town, you know. Yeah. And, you know, hung out, catching up and going to the studio. And RK also, we produced with RK. And, you know, just let's do something different, you know, something, whatever. Yeah. Before, because it was almost like as it comes in, you know, it's like it's almost like when someone is coming in, it's like a party, like, hey, welcome. Before you now sit down and tell us your story, you know. So that's almost how it came out. It's almost like, when I look at the video, I see it like that. It's like he's just like coming in and just saying, yo, what's up? It's good to be here. And then now his latest song now really talks about.
Okay, and we'll be talking about Nyash's latest song very shortly. But if my director, Kevin, can put up Let It Go so that we can remind, or rather show our viewers what I'm talking about. This is a massive hit currently. It's doing very well across the airwaves. Kevin, do we have that? Let's listen in.
Unapuka nyuma.
Kuja kwangu. Kuja kwangu? Last year. Jemo alikuja kwangu. Nyashinski. Nameless. Shangwe yatalionijia nayowaza, saa zingine sema chaiwe, saa zingine napenda mzaha na yule, lakini wakileta vita hatutatulia. Saa zingine twapenda ngaraga, saa zingine twacheza chakacha, saa zingine ugali sukuma wiki, saa zingine twakula mabaga, saa zingine nakaa kwa economy, saa zingine ni business class, saa zingine kikombe ya uji, saa zingine shopping for glass. Sometimes we are serious, sometimes baby we let it go. Sometimes we are serious, sometimes baby we let it go. Sometimes baby saa zingine twapata msiba ya kuhuzunisha, saa zingine twapata baraka ya kufurahia. Sometimes I'm low, sometimes I'm high, sometimes I'm getting a blessing from the man in the sky. Kongoja chini takumpa mpe, chini punguza iwe, hapa siri sindo siri ya kukuamsha punguze uzee. Kongoja chini takumpa mpe, chini punguza uwe, hapa siri sindo siri ya kukuamsha punguze uzee. Sometimes we are serious, sometimes baby we let it go. Sometimes we are serious, sometimes baby.
What I was talking about. So what was the reaction to this, Nyashinski? What have you heard across social circles? How's the media reacted to this collabo?
Well, it's been, you know, it's been a mixed bag, really. Gotten good positive reactions, been playing in the clubs. You know, but I feel when the song came out, there was a bit of concern, like, will he ever rap again?
Yeah, actually, let's talk about the rap debate, because before I get to Now You Know, actually, in Now You Know, you also seem to, be talking a little bit about rap, but why your choice to just go song all the way on this particular project with Nameless? He's singing as well. He hardly ever raps as well. So for you, why the choice to sing? Because we know right now in the industry there's Calligraph, there's King Kaka, and they seem to be doing very well. They seem to have taken the rap game to another level, which almost gives people the impression that sometimes you have to put a little bit of rap into something to sell it. Why for you just song all the way? For this song, I felt like just when we had the track, it was just more, the inspiration just came that way, sometimes that's how the song comes, if I felt like I needed to rap on it, I would have rapped, but just that's how I was inspired to perform on that song. You Nameless, the whole, looking at you over the years, that has never really been your thing.
Rap?
Yeah.
I started rapping as a rapper. I started with rap.
Really?
Yeah, Mega Rider, and even before that, it was rap. But I ended up like getting into more like sing rap. I normally say sing rap because the times it's like it's in between, But it's true. Like we went like totally like, I think it's like to get attention, like when you're coming in and stuff. Sometimes you just have to go totally like different, So in this case, we're like, let's do a chakacha beat, see what happens with it, And
Eric Omondi, of course, the icing on the cake.
Yeah, Eric Omondi, man. Shout out to Eric Omondi. No, like I know, even I didn't see that.
Well, that's a pretty catchy video. So Nyashinski, let's talk about Now You Know, and wow, this is amazing.
Thank you.
And it has so many messages in it. It almost sounds like you're dissing some people.
Does it?
Sounds, because you're like, people think people saying Linda Maju, I don't know, that I got broke, Madawa. I think I heard something like that. And then it also, talks about the current crop of performing artists who you think sound a bit annoying, that there's really... Well, those are my
words. What's there, like...
So, I want to talk about Now
Let's break it down,
because it's a very deep song.
Yes,
the message in it, the inspiration. What message were you sending?
It's very introspective. I felt like that's just how I felt. When I write, I don't, I just go with the inspiration. I don't hold back. I'm very honest, in my art. And I felt like there's some things that I needed to address, which we'll cover one by one.
Yeah.
But as far as, as far as the artist, I respect the artist. I feel I follow what's going on, and I feel like we're doing well and we can do better, and it's all love.
So Nameless, before we play Now You Know, for our viewers, looking at the industry now, because you guys are the pioneers, when you look at the late Issa, you look at Red Sun, you look at Kalamashaka, you guys are the ones who started this game. So looking at the industry now, what is your assessment? What are you feeling about the current crop of performing artists and the level at which they've taken the industry to?
As he said, we're doing great. We definitely have made big moves along the years. Of course, there's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement.
Just be real.
No, I'm just being real. Like I look at you feel like we need to push ourselves more. We talk a lot, with the younger generation artists, and there are things I'll even say. There are things I also learn from that. But it's about honestly, there's a lot of competition from everywhere. Not only from Kenya, but everywhere else, from the continent and stuff. So the reality is, guys, honestly have to step up their game, and honestly, like when you're in your 20s, that's when you're full energy. You need to take advantage of that energy at that time, because when you get into your 30s,
you mellow.
Yeah, but so this is your time. But guys are doing big moves. We're saying, when we look at people like Sauti Soul, they just finished their tour, and you're like, yo, when you look at it, and you're like, yo, they got.
And I don't want to necessarily drop names, but in the industry, is it necessarily a good thing to keep dropping a hit week after week, or is it safer to take a hiatus like you guys have? And like I believe you also, go quiet and then you drop something. That aggression, is that necessarily a good thing? Because yes, a lot of music is on rotation across the airways, but is it quality music? Is it selling? What's the content? What are your thoughts, Nyashinski?
I feel like when you take a hiatus, it gives you time to kind of refresh yourself creatively. But at the same time, when you're releasing like on a high clip, it keeps you sharp as well. So both have like pros and cons, you know. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's like different strategies, man.
Yeah.
Like even I myself watch and see, because for me, honestly, my strategy is a bit different. I don't like drop like boom, 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 a lot, you know. So the times you see that and you're like, you also wonder and say, are you giving your songs chances to grow? You know, because it's important for them to grow and you know, getting people's lives and stuff. And you would drop, but it's like a totally new generation of things, you know, social media,
all these things.
It's like different. So you're also watching and learning and seeing. But my style, I mean, is more like
hiatus.
Not hiatus.
Oh.
That's not my style. my style is more okay. That's 10 years away. Then you come back. But more like how would I say it? It's like giving your productions a bit of more time to go and spending.
What has kept you relevant all this time, Nameless? Because I know you've collaborated with a couple of artists. But to still be in the game, to still be, you know, sourced by all these corporates when they want endorsements for their products, that's huge. So what has kept you relevant? Not a lot of the guys who started the game back in the day are still relevant.
I think for me, I'd say it's reading the market and trying to get feedback. Because there are times I think that guys don't really study it and say, okay, fine, what direction you have to go in terms of strategy. Because as an artist, you're an artist, but you also need a bit of strategy, you know. Like even him when he's coming back, you have to think and you have to keep discussing, what should I do, what should I release now, you know, what's my next move. Like now, just now a few minutes, we're just discussing, okay, what's the next move. You know, you have to kind of have that, because it's also a business, it's not just an art. And normally a record label would help you do that in terms of strategy and looking and saying, what's the feedback, what do we do, do you need to pull back. You know, there are times you actually honestly have to pull back a bit and as they say, refresh and say, okay, fine, it's a new sound, don't want to go along the same sound, don't want to do my own thing and stand out. You know, you have a small team, discuss that. So all that kind of like helps in starting the
okay,
market,
so use the hashtag #1on1. Nyashinski will be playing Now You Know very shortly. But for you who's back into the country for almost a decade, don't you think it's unfair to your fans that you're dropping us these bit by bit? Wouldn't it be a bit more fair to give us something solid that we can work on, say an album? Say
I'm trying.
Yeah?
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
album,
No, I'm trying. You know, let me tell you, the response from Now You Know has just been.
Where did you shoot the video?
We shot the video in Nevada. It's actually the border of Nevada and Arizona. Yeah, it was very tough shooting that video, especially day one. That last shot when I'm on a cliff, I had to climb that cliff myself.
Wow.
There was no chopper or any fancy things. I had to find ways back there.
And I mean, the scenery there is amazing. I could tell.
It is. It's breathtaking.
It's definitely something I haven't seen before here in the country. So before we play Now You Know, Klepto reunion. What's happening with Kolo? What's happening with Roba? Why, first of all, did you go solo? What happened with that little pretty trio?
Thank you very much for watching one-on-one.
What happens to the three of you? Klepto
the pretty boy.
Thank you.
Nothing happened. Who grew up jamming to those songs? I know how huge you guys were.
We're still close. We're still brothers. You know, as you get older, people kind of drift a bit, just naturally. It's not beef or anything like that. Roba went to Malindi, he's based there. You know, he has his stuff going on there. Kolo obviously has a lot going on. He's involved in very many, like, he sits in I don't know how many boardrooms. So, you know, he's also very busy. And I just got back, and, you know, it's my reinvention. But they're still my brothers, and at some point in the future, you know, we'll look at something. So there's no possibility of a reunion? Yes, at some point in the future, there's a possibility. Yes.
Okay, so Nameless, what are you recently working on? Like I said, yes, we've been hearing you, you know, you're doing pretty well across the airwaves. But aside from that, is there anything you're working on currently that might be of interest to us?
Musically?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We're in the studio quite a bit. Right now, I'd call it studio mode. I think there's time touring mode, pushing something in studio mode, where you pull back from touring too much and focus on trying to work on stuff. I'm happy that he's back because, as I said, you know, I like his feedback on stuff that I'm doing. And Wifey, we're doing a lot.
Yeah, Wifey was in studio last.
Yeah. So
a fortnight ago.
Yeah. So we're doing quite a bit of stuff, recording, and hopefully, personally from my side, probably in I'd say a month or so, I should be dropping something.
Okay.
Wifey is dropping something next week. But now I'm on studio mode, and I don't want to really talk about the collaborations. I don't like talking about stuff I'm doing until I'm like it's almost out, because sometimes it goes back and forth.
Okay, so you've been in the industry, and I'll talk to Nyashinski. Is this sustainable? The music, rather, that's not the right word. Does music pay for performing artists in this country? Nyashinski is back home now. We're hoping he's staying.
I am staying. I am staying. I'm here.
So is this something that somebody, say a performing artist that left the country and is now back home, should be excited about coming and venturing into? Does music actually pay here?
I mean, that's why he's here, because of he knows it pays. Music pays.
But this is not all that you do.
That's the thing. That's another thing, because people keep asking, like, what else did you? They don't look at music as being a career. Like, for me, it's my main thing. I do other things because diversity is important. Because you might end up going to something else. But honestly, till now, music is my main business. And people making big moves and big money from music. And obviously in every industry there are those who are doing really well and those who are not doing well. It's all about how you manage your business. So but for me, I'll tell you, I remember when we started, it would be a big deal to even own a car. I remember that time you'll be put in the papers because you bought a car, But now, guys, properties, guys can earn a lot of money. Structures are now beginning to be formed now with the CMOs. You've seen the things like on skis and stuff like that. It wasn't there before, but now it's slowly happening. So it's very encouraging to see that now more royalty streams are coming through. But it's all about, the reality is you have to have a plan. That's why I was saying you can be a talented person, but if you don't have a plan, a strategy of growth, you might be frustrated. And I know many artists who reach a point of frustration because he knows he's talented. By the way, we're talking about the talented artists, because there are those who are not. But someone knows he's talented, but is not earning because he's not being able to convert that talent into a business. So definitely people making
and we'll be reading out your tweets shortly. But Nyashinski, before we go to the tweets and then play Now You Know, do you feel that as an artist you've grown, looking back in the day, looking at yourself back in the day, and now looking at your latest release and looking at that, the quality of that production, your vocal prowess, if you may,
thank you.
How do you look at yourself as an artist over the years, coming all the way to now that we're seeing you drop this amazing new single? Evaluate your progress for us. How do you feel as an artist?
I definitely feel like there's been, significant growth as far as my writing. I've learned a lot of things, even things about production and projection and things like that in writing. And I just feel like right now I'm in a very nice creative space. If I listen to the first song we ever did and compare it to Now You Know, it's definitely, it's miles of, improvement, in my opinion. And I also feel like the feedback that we've gotten so far from the fans for Now You Know, kind of proves that fact that, they appreciate how, how much things have moved forward.
Okay, so we're going to be playing that for you shortly. Let's take your tweets now. I'm hanging out with Nyashinski and Nameless in studio. These are our legends. I don't know, they're pretty young, so maybe I shouldn't call them legends. But in terms of how far they've brought this game, their contribution in the industry, that is huge. Nameless is one of the music legends in Kenya. Nyashinski is one of the guys who make hits, not a miss. Okay, thank you for that, Yuri. Someone here is saying, Tom, these two legends take me way back. Nostalgia. Jimmy Wanjala, I've never been a fan of rap, but Nyashinski is sheer talent. You guys have to freestyle for us. I know, when they get to this level, they refuse to perform back. Great legends right there. Walianza, Kuimba, Skiva, Diapers, I say mad respect.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
And somebody saying, Nameless and Nyashinski, you made my growing up days awesome. and you still.
Wow. Wow. That's cool, man.
Okay, so we're waiting to play Now You Know.
Now You Know.
So, okay, so looking at the industry, where do you want the industry at currently? Basically, are we at the right place in the industry? Nameless, and I know I asked you this question before, but I don't feel like you sufficiently answered me. Where are we? Where is the music industry currently? What can we do better? Rather, what can the performing artists do better? Evaluate it, rate it, and compare. You know, when you look at East Africa, for instance, you look at Tanzania, you look at Ali Kiba, you look at Diamond. I could only rate perhaps you to these guys, because these guys are really killing it back home and across. So look at our Kenyan performing artists and tell us about the industry and what we can do to better improve, if at all there's a problem at all currently.
Yeah, they're definitely killing it. I think I always believe that guys have their times. You know, there's a time you just know something just works. I don't know if it's like the producers and the artists and everything just works perfectly at a certain point, you know. And the reality is, yes, Tanzania, there's something that's happening, there's a buzz there, you know. And in the Kenyan industry, we need to be setting ourselves up for that buzz, you know. But I'll say one thing, the relationship between the artist and producer needs to step up, because I always say, whatever the business is, you have a management, you have these plans, you have these videos. The most important thing of any when it comes to music is the song. You know, if the song isn't right, everything else won't work. You know, you'll struggle. I honestly think we're not at I would say we're not at a very great in terms of efficiency. I feel we can do much better. Like I myself feel, you know, guys should be earning even much more if our efficiency was better. So I know we have, that's why I said we have room for improvement. But we have to stay positive. You have to stay positive in your mind. Don't look at the negative, look at the positive. That's what I'm saying. There are guys who are winning, you know, when you talk about the Diamonds on that side, I look at the South Souls and what they're doing, and it's very positive, you know. But the reality is, yeah, it's true. I think we're not where we should be. We need to work harder. And everyone needs to do their role. So for me, I'll say, when I talk about artists, because I'm an artist, I'm like, guys, we need to work hard. Like we talk behind the scenes, and then like we need to step up in terms of production and lyrics and content and all that. And our DJs here, you know, they're doing their thing also and stuff like that. So
Nyashinski, the brain drain in this country is crazy. People are leaving and never coming back. Exactly, and this cuts across the board, you know.
All industries.
All industries, really. People leave and they never ever come back home. So your coming back home is huge. So talk to us about your experience out there and why you think Kenya is a better market for you in your respective industry.
I just feel like, you know what, it's home. You know, even to the guys out there, brain drain, as you say. Just, you know, wherever you are, you'll never be home. You'll always miss home. As far as the market-wise, you know, these are my people. This is who I relate. This is where I grew up. I was born here, grew up here, so this is what I know.
Are you struggling a little bit? Any culture shock? Are you still the same?
No.
I mean, I can tell that the accent is there. I know
where?
Like, yeah, well, it is.
No, your accent is more than...
I'm a Kamba girl. But seriously, have you had any struggles, you know, integrating back into the industry? What has the reception from, you know, stakeholders been like?
The thing which has been a bit of a shock maybe is just time. Like, you know, like I tell a guy we meet at 1 and, you know, we meet at 3. That's the time thing is the main thing for me.
Kenyans.
Kenyan time.
Fashionably late.
But other than that, I'm right back in the system. There's nothing.
Okay.
I've been in touch. It's not like I've been, you know, like locked up somewhere. I'm not current with what's going on. I've been pretty much staying in touch with whatever's going on. So
now that you're back, what else are we expecting to hear from you in coming weeks or months?
Oh man, there's a lot of stuff we're planning. Like we're
still collabos or just you?
Collabos, solos. We're taking risks. You know, some of the things that are going to happen might take a while for guys to digest. But, you know, at some point, this thing has to be pushed forward. We can't stay where we are just playing safe the whole time.
Are you working with a particular record label who... No,
I'm independent.
Okay. So that's where you are. Like, you don't need...
No,
you don't need anybody.
I don't need anyone, man.
You need people. I'm independent.
As in, I think, when he talks about independent, it means that, you know, he can work with different producers.
Yes.
And look at different sounds, you know, as opposed to before. We started off at Ogopa where you'd be under one, you sign and you can only work with one producer. But I guess, you know, look for sounds, look for things you want to also open up, hear different things and different sounds.
And the viewers will basically lynch me if I do not ask you guys to just freestyle, like just where you are, man. You guys are known for, like, you're known for Mega Rider, you're known for Salary. Come on now, just a little bit. And even you, Nyashinski, how can you come here and not give our viewers something to remember?
Me.
Him is an elder statesman. Don't worry.
You know, let's do this, This is about Nyash, honestly, We've missed Nyash. We have missed Nyash.
Nameless.
No, we've missed Nyash. And we talked about freestyle and rap and stuff. I think the last time I was doing like rap was like 17 years ago, right? So just give us a freestyle, Nyashinski.
I won't freestyle. I'll just do my verse, my second verse from.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Which camera?
Which camera?
This one.
That camera.
Sonangia za ofisi, sina njaa najua mpishi, sijaifanya kazi ya ofisi, sijaila kasi sijadishi, jarap kituka kutoka 6 hivi. But trust me, siwezi rust mimi. Hata niache mziki miaka 50 nikirudi bado na crush nyinyi. Trust me, ndani ya party yangu rasmi, zimepigwa pasi hapo katikati, napiga mic check juu niko party na niko night shift, nilikuwa busy sikuwa najificha. Clearly you rappers missed your teacher. Vitu mnaandika zinachoma picha, nikiusingeacha kuwafundisha sauti nasikia ni.
I told you it's a diss song.
No. I'm like, crash me.
I'm back
and I'm coming to crash this whatever.
Rappers, you have to have a level of confidence.
Okay, verse 3.
Verse 3.
Na Mumba hivi, aimbe verse 3, man.
Let's hear verse 3. And by the way, you're about to see this video. It's epic. The hashtag is 101. Please tell us what you think about Nyashinski's new jam. It is amazing. It's called Now You Know, and you're hearing the diss. Well, okay, let's go on with the dissing.
It's not a diss record. It's a real record.
Okay, it's real. It's real talk.
Yeah, I miss him Chokozi. There's no one, no one has Chokozad me. All these guys have been friendly.
Yeah, but you know there's going to be comebacks, right? There's going to be reactions.
You think so?
Yeah. Because you're coming into the industry and you seem to be stumping your authority that I'm back.
Yep.
I think it's more
but
honestly,
that's what hip hop is about.
Yeah.
It's about confidence.
It's about that confidence.
It's not supposed to be kind. And
I can't come and say, guys, I'm sorry, just let me rap a bit.
No, you have to show like. Man. So me I'm chochea, baby. I'm chochea.
You also want to hear. Honestly, Nameless, you can't do this. Yes, Nyashinski is back.
Like rap, man.
Do that third verse of mine.
No. Hey,
don't do your own thing.
Let me do my thing, man. Let me sing my song, the first song I ever did. Let me take guys back. Okay. Asubuhi na mapema na amuka ninaoga na uliza mirror on the ukuta, what do I need? Ongeza mafuta, weka marashi so that inukia, you never know, I might meet my malkia. Chukua longi, piga pasi, sasa ni laini, wapendeza, napanda basi kwani sina gari. Hey, we are going to the city, wololo, shosho, gombaro, anataka kiti, mpeni nafasi, asanti, heshima kwa wazazi. I forgot that line. It's been 18 years since I did that.
Those were the days.
I'm telling you, 18 years, man.
Nice.
But the raps that I'm doing now, I don't even want to say them now. But let me just let me chill and then they come. I don't start tracking these things. The raps that I'm doing now.
The raps are crazy.
Tawa crash me.
Okay, I've been hanging out with Nameless and Nyashinski, and this is Nyashinski's newest release. It's called Now You Know. It's deep, intense. Just listen in and tell us what you think using the hashtag 101. That's all the time we had. Have a lovely evening. Good night.
Kama mngari kwa list juu ya Ferrari,
ana degree au ni journalist tu journalist. Nasikia wakiuliza ule boy wetu alienda wapi, amepotea kazi ile mbegu watu walipanda na kanyari. Na nasikia inasemekana ati rap zangu kamna mkazo na ile utamia rege mama. Maudinari wananikubali na hata ati hajawezekana. Wale upenda sauti yangu na iko wale usengenyana mama. Kijana wako amepotea, ni masikio tu yeye anatoba huku ndugu zake wakiendelea. Mwenye pekee anaweza muokoa kimaisha amelegea, ingawa honi akitoboa bado twazidi kumwombea. Amina. Zinandana jua mpishi, sijafanya kazi ya ofisi, sijailala kazi ya DC, sijarapu kitu katoka u6 hivi. Trust me, siezi rasmi, miata niache mziki miaka 50, nikirudi bado na crash nyenye niko fast me. Ndani ya party na nguo rasmi, tumepigwa pasi hapo katikati, napiga mic check niko party, na niko night shift, niko busy, sikuwa najificha. Clearly you rappers missed your teacher, vitu mnaandika zinachoma picha, nkiwishingi hata kuwafundisha sauti na piani. Don't waste your time wishing you're too proud, my baby. Too proud to wish they had an easy way out. Let times get tough so they remember you're a blessing. When life is good, they won't forget to say you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Mbona niliacha mziki ati nilikuwa mkali juu ya mic na namisiwa na mashabiki. Niliacha game mapema hata kabla refa hajapiga firimbi. Bila kwa heri ati walisukia tu kuna vile mtu mmoja imbi. Samahani nimepotea, shukrani kwa wale wamenifikiria. Hizo miaka zote nimekuwa missing, lakini kwa kitu hamjaniambia. Kama ningebaki bado ungekuwa nataki ya kusikia nikiwaimbia. Ama baisa ingekuwa mnanifanya vile mnafanya mapioneer. Story kwa media ati nimetapa nikojia madawa na hangaika. Show ni uza mali mbada, ebuka mukate nreji mnaita. Not that serious, rap ni hobby. Bila mziki bado na mange, ingekuwa karia singekuwa nalia kusikia tinaita. Nairobi ambia ni ukama, sijifeel sana. Weni mgeni, sikia kwanza, tunakupenda. Ukikakata choka na wewe, hivyo ndo kuenda. Mini ule mgeni alikaa siku mbili tu, sikukaa siku mingi nikuachie nafasi ya kuchoka na mimi. So now you know, Nyashinski. So now you know. Beat ya kega. So now you know.